Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today is an exciting day because at last I'm starting to work on the Jaguar again. Okay guys, so it has been a busy couple of weeks and I was looking forward very much to start with the Jaguar, and today I'm gonna jump right into it by trying to finish off most of the work that needs to happen on the inside or the tub area, which includes those little sides, that finishing off the sides so that they look a little bit like the rear does, and also the big job is finishing off this gearbox tunnel. Now guys, what I've done already is I've made out of angle iron a frame that goes where I believe the tunnel should go. I've spent a lot of time sitting in the car cushioning it so that I would sit at the right angle and height, and using the steering wheel and trying to figure out exactly where that tunnel needs to go so that it doesn't hit my knees and so on, and also so that there's enough space for serviceability and so on the gearbox. And I've made this frame and it's gonna go in there. And it also needed to be somewhat strong, even though it is not part of the structure of this car like on the original one. It needed to be strong enough so that I can mount an e-brake on it to it and so on, and it wouldn't flex and bend. So I'm going to be putting that in there, and I've made these flat bar plates, one that goes on the back and the other one that goes on the front. And what I can do is drill a couple of holes in the aluminium and then put that plate at the back and then sandwich the aluminium in between this angle iron, making it nice and strong. And then I can make the aluminium sides and also a cover that's going to be removable with screws so that I can then access the gearbox, because I still need to figure out a lot of things on the gearbox. For instance, that the gear lever, even though it is here at the back, needs to move way to the front, so I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of resourceful way to get the gear lever in the front, but that's gonna be a job for another day. So what I'm gonna start doing now is mount this bracket to the tub, and then we can start doing measurements and make the aluminium sides and so on. So I'm gonna just jump into it and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, time for an update. You guys did see me now make those little end caps over there and on the other side, and it very much resembles the original car. And I also made this centerpiece here where the gearbox goes, and I made that top part removable. The steel frame that I put in there is very strong. You can basically stand on top of it, so it is strong enough to hold the e-brake that I'm going to put in at a later stage. But I made that piece over there removable, and all of this is going to get covered with foam and leather, but that piece is removable as is with the original car, so that you can reach stuff like the starter motors, nuts and bolts, and also the bell housing and so on. And also I'm going to have to remove this at a later stage because I need to figure out how I'm going to be moving the gearbox lever, which sits over there, about a foot forward or 300 millimeters forward to get where it needs to go. So I'm going to have to come up with a plan as far as that is concerned. But apart from that, that is looking nice. What I need to do now is I need to finish off the caps on that side over there and also on this side, so that it'll look or resemble something like at the back over there. But there's a couple of things that I needed to take in consideration. Number one is that is where the door hinge is going to go, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be making that yet. So if I put something in there, it cannot be fit in permanently because I'm probably going to have to remove it to brace it or do something so that the door handle can go on there, or the door hinge can go on there. And then another thing that I need to do before I can make that cap over there is I needed to consider where the windscreen goes, because it is part of that brace goes up to where the windscreen goes. Now guys, on these cars, as far as I could see, there's about 3 options. One is that there's a little windscreen visor that goes by the driver, and then there's another option where there's another visor going by the driver and the passenger, and then another option where it just goes straight through one big windscreen. Now we decided that we're going to make the one big windscreen, and I think I'm probably going to have to make that first before I can make those end caps, because I need to know exactly where that's going to go. And also there's a little bit of modification that I'm going to have to do to that part of the body over there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this piece that goes on top, and you guys won't believe me, but it really has been keeping me awake. Even though it is a small piece, in my mind it became more and more complicated the more I thought about it, because it bends, it swoops in that direction, and it also has to bend with the car's lines and also then come towards the back on both sides. So it's a little bit of a complicated little thingy, and it is very flimsy because it's very small and thin and skinny. So I'm going to try and make that now, and if I can get it done and I'm happy with the results, I can then put it on top of this part of the body over here, and then I can move towards making that end cap. And if I'm done with all of that, I will be very close to finishing the scab area. Okay guys, update time. I've now finished this piece where the windscreen's gonna go, windshield, and I've also finished that piece over there. I have not fitted it finally or permanently because like I said, I still need to figure out how I'm gonna make the hinge that's gonna go there. So I'm probably gonna have to remove that part a couple of times to just reinforce it or build something in there where the hinge is gonna go for the door, because I don't want that to be flimsy or anything. But apart from that, everything is looking awesome now. This cab area is now just about done. As far as the aluminium work goes, I still need to make that piece that goes down by your feet, but I realized that I'm probably gonna have to widen or make that hole a little bit bigger. And I think best would be for me to first install the pedals and everything, and then make sure how deep and how wide and what the size I'm gonna make that hole over there. So that's only gonna happen after more or less just about everything is done, and then I can put some aluminium floors in the car when I don't have to climb in and out so many times again. And that's just about it for the interior, and that is just about it for this video. Next week I think I'm gonna give it a go to try and install that rear section over here, and I'm gonna start looking at how I'm gonna fix that onto this car and how the original one was done and how they did it, and try and replicate that. But guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Cheers!